Morning.
Morning, Wayne. Is that Wayne?
Yes, hi, Tony.
Hi, good morning to you. So, are we good today?
Yeah.
Okay, so can you tell us about your decision to change the way you've been farming or your ancestors have been farming on your plot of land in Manitoba?
Well, first I guess I'll just mention that I'm a third generation on this farm. My grandfather originally settled it. And, well, at that time he was organic, but my father, when he took over the farm, we started using chemicals because we were told that you had to operate as a business, and the margins are always so thin, so any tool you could have to increase production we used. And so when I took over the farm, I was using chemicals as well. But then one day, this back a few years, 1999, I was taking chemical out to the field, and a voice in my head said, well, here comes Dr. Death. It was an epiphany moment for me. It's like the land itself was speaking to me, and I acknowledged what I was doing was not correct, wasn't right, so that's where I became an organic farmer.
It's a remarkable story where the land literally spoke to him to change his ways and go sustainable. At this point, I asked Wayne how it was going financially for him to run his farm the new way.
I guess it's hard to say if I stayed with chemicals. Subsistence farming is what it's called, like you sort of live year to year. But yeah, I am paying the bills, and I don't have a lot of discretionary money. But as I say, I'm paying the bills. But more than that, excuse me, it's the quality of life. It's how I think about myself and what I'm doing. And instead of thinking myself as operating a business, I'm just the manager of the farm. It's the art of husbandry, caretaker of the land, and it's the responsibility that comes with what I'm doing that is, for me, so profound. It's not about making money. It's about connecting with the land and developing that relationship. I
see. That's wonderful. And tell me, Wayne, what prompted you to get into politics?
I don't feel that we as a society, as a culture, are identifying the issues that lie before us. Right now, all we're talking about is the economy. And when I look at what I'm doing, trying to grow life, that actually has nothing to do with money. That relationship between the land and the seeds that I put into the ground, there's no monetary consideration with what I'm doing. And yet I'm in a society that talks exclusively about money, and I'm conscious of the fact that all food contains a measure of toxin in there. And that toxin got in there because that's all we talk about is the economy. And when we do that, we leave the rest of the living world out of our decision making. And I think that's why we've ended up in this position, because we're so fixated on the economy. It's like it's become our God, when in reality we need to think about the living world.
That's a profound vision and very correct. So I asked Wayne to elaborate what he proposes to do in his constituency, in the land and with the people, should he get elected.
I don't want to live in a world where the most important thing they can do is worry about the economy. We need to worry about what sort of future we are building. And that is our role, I think, as a human species, is to take care of the future. The decisions we make today determine what sort of future we're going to have.
Wonderful. And how are you faring in your riding? Are you getting a lot of support?
I think people are becoming aware that what we're doing isn't sustainable. This idea of having a continually expanding economy on a planet of finite resources is not sustainable. And I'm hoping that in the back of people's minds there is an awareness of what we're doing is wrong. That's why we need to have voices out in our communities that are defining these issues and giving voice to these problems that we face.
That was a famous $1 million comment made by Wayne, common sense as well as profound, that continuous growth and extraction and development cannot be sustained in a finite planet. Unfortunately, no politician of note is willing to talk about it or even touch the subject. Neither are any noted economist or bankers or what have you. So I asked Wayne if he had any famous last words for the potential voters in his riding.
Selkirk, Interlake, Eastman, rather large. We're a rural riding, and I tend to see it as a transition zone between the prairies, and we have the boreal forest and the Laurentian Shield to the north. And that's what we are as people. We're in transition between what was and what will be. And again, it's our need to take care of the future, not only as a physical need, but we need to engage our spiritual sense, soul of who we are, recognizing we are of this planet, of its water, its air, and its soil. That's who we are.
Wayne then went on to elaborate that this is something he cannot do singly, but he hopes that people will come forward and join hands with him.
Again, it's what we together do. I can't do anything on my own. It's, we need the support of each other. And what I want to see is that we begin again to have a vision of what we want to achieve for future generations. And it shouldn't be that we are consumers of this plastic world that we're creating. We need to again identify ourselves as living, dynamic creatures that need to find fulfillment within a living world.
That was Wayne James of Manitoba, organic farmer and aspiring politician with a difference, standing on the green platform from the riding of Selkirk, Interlake, Eastman. He is not promising miracles for the people in his riding, but he invites them to join hands with him in a responsible, sustainable stewardship of the land and the environment that is otherwise recklessly being destroyed in the phony promise of growth, development, and economy that is actually pushing degradation, poverty, and decay on Canada. I wish Wayne James and Canada the very best of luck.